I know I'm never going to be mistaken for Tom Selleck. Good for my self-esteem, you know? But who to get mistaken for is Deadpool. I know I don't look like Ryan Reynolds, but people think about this. Ryan Reynolds has to sit in a makeup chair for 4 hours to look like me. My caring family came over and said, Jim, you have dementia. And they all seemed very concerned. I had no idea who any of those people were. But there's one redeeming quality people about dementia. The sex is never repetitive. At least not for me. But people sometimes with dementia, I forget if I make love to my wife. So I just go, hey Alexa, did my wife and I make love last night? She said, James, I'm sorry to say there was no sense of intimacy from the bedroom last night. Huh. Alexa, is my wife having orgasms? James, I'm not programmed for that. However, your wife is doing a lot of research on vibrators. Alexa, what kind of lover am I? Eh. No, seriously, Alexa. James, there's always room for improvement. Okay. People, the hardest day of my life was the day I overdosed on Viagra. I went in the living room full of wood. I said, Maris, what are we going to do about this? She said, Jim, it's your problem. You handle it, it'll go away. People were always bringing candy to bed. I said, Maris, what's with the Snickers? She said, Jim, it's the only thing that satisfies me. She's a cruel woman. Yeah. People, I married a Big Nab. If you know what that is, it's a Boston Irish Catholic no-action broad. So after consummating our marriage, my wife said, is that it? I said, Mayor, I don't know what the nuns in Boston told you, but that is it. I hope you weren't expecting an orgasm the first time. Okay. We're not an orgasm group here, okay? People, I've been married for 54 years. My wife has never initiated sex in 54 years.
Lies!
Lies. Okay. But how I initiate sex is I caress my wife's left breast. And she usually turns to me and says, you know, I can't sleep when you do that. Can I have a show of hands? How many men in here have erectile dysfunction? Maybe the better question is how many women in here wish their men had erectile dysfunction? Can I have a show of hands? How many dormant vaginas are in here tonight? People, I went to a Masturbators Anonymous clinic for a friend. I do a lot for my friends. The people there were not very friendly. No one would shake hands. I thought to myself, what a bunch of jerk-offs. It was hard going there, people. I don't know why I kept coming back. They only serve soft drinks and beef jerky. And then the therapist, Dick Harden, made us sit in a circle. Anybody that gets that joke's a pervert. Did I tell you I got dementia? Yeah. But even with dementia, I can remember all the way back to when I was 5 years old. We lived in Key West. My dad had a parakeet named Pee-Pee. That bird bit him on the lip. He said, get rid of that damn bird. So I went on Duval Street, bird and cage in hand, going, Pee-Pee for sale, Pee-Pee for sale. I don't recommend doing that in Key West today, people. But not only did I sell that bird, a bunch of guys gave me their phone numbers. Just in case I had more Pee-Pees to sell. Years later, I shared that story with my dad, and he goes, Jim, that bird's name was Peppy. In the 2nd grade at St. James Catholic Elementary School, I raised my hand to go to the bathroom. Sister Lady Claire said, Mr. Patterson will have to wait until after class. It couldn't. So I peed in my pants. To this day, I still curse Sister Lady Claire whenever I pee in my pants. And people, it's a warm memory. In the 7th grade, I had never kissed a girl besides my mom until I played this game called 7 Minutes in Heaven with Lori O'Brien. Rumors were that she'd been around the closet a few times. She'd even made out in a walk-in closet. So when I came out of the closet, all my buds asked me, how was it? How was it? I said, dark and hairy. Turns out I'd been out with her mom's fur coat, but still ranks in my top 10, people. I've been in the hospital so many times in the past year, it's like going to my favorite restaurant, where I had my own table in the operating room. And I just had a pacemaker installed. I asked the doctor, how about sex now? He said, sure, but Mr. Patterson's got to be very quick. I have 2 patients in the waiting room. I said, Mr. Patterson, communicate better about sex with your wife. Now, people, my wife thinks orgasms are a myth. So I said, Mares, how come you never tell me when you have an orgasm? She said, honey, you told me never bother you at work. People, I just saw that movie, Harry Met Sally, with that one iconic scene. So I said to my wife, Mares, have you ever faked an orgasm with me? She said, Jim, to have an orgasm, to fake an orgasm, I'd have to have an orgasm. People, I'm embarrassed to tell you, I just found out what an areola is. I thought it was a Disney character. Princess Areola. My granddaughter was mortified when I asked her if she wanted a Princess Areola doll for her birthday. People, that TV reality show Naked and Afraid is back. I have the home version. I get naked, my wife gets afraid. People, I just turned 78. And what I've discovered is men and women can be friends without sex. It's called marriage. I just recently adopted a dog, people. That dog sleeps between my wife's legs. If I want to get romantic, I gotta pick the little guy up, and he growls at me going. People, I thought it was an adopted Cocker Spaniel. Turns out what I adopted was a Cocker Blocker. And then he stays up there and watches make love the entire time. He's going, I don't don't know if that dog's jealous or he thinks I'm doing it wrong. My name is Jim Patterson. Thank you very much.